Hi, I'm Shane with Quick Attach. Today we're going to go over the features and benefits of our mini soil conditioner. We offer the soil conditioner in either 48 or 60-inch drum with rigid or floating mount. The model we show here today has a 48-inch drum and the floating mount. The 48-inch model has 54 teeth and the 60-inch model has 68 teeth. I'd like to talk a little bit about the build quality of this unit, starting with the frame construction. The frame backbone consists of a 3-inch square tube that runs the full width of the frame, and on either end we have end plates that are welded directly to it, so that strong backbone is not only going to give you good resistance to flexing but also twisting. And when you have a drum with high torque mounted to this like we do, you want to have a strong backbone to resist that twisting motion. The second part I'd like to point out is that the rest of the frame construction is made up of heavy plate steel along with some additional tubular and shafting components. The reason we're using shaft and tubular components on the back mount here is so that we can have very compact but yet strong mounting points from which to control the frame. The frame can angle either 25 degrees right or left, and we control that using either this manual locking pin or the optional control valve with hydraulic cylinder. The wheel arms are constructed of 2-inch square tubing, and they're mounted to the frame in such a way that there's 3 different positions for height adjustment. This means that you can fine-tune the level of the cutting head to your machine. For the rotor, we use a large 7-inch diameter tube with 3/16 wall thickness. The reason we use such a heavy wall thickness is because when you weld the teeth directly to the drum like we do, you want to have a solid base from which to support that tooth. Additionally, the teeth are welded on in a spiral pattern. This is very important when it comes to torque transmission to the ground. What we want is a nice smooth transmission of torque into the soil so that you don't get pulses. If you get pulses like some of our competitor units, what will happen is you'll be more prone to stalling out the hydraulic motor. Our drive system consists of a direct drive Eaton Charlin 2000 series motor. This motor is overbuilt and oversized for this application. The reason we use direct drive is to eliminate the need for an oil bath and a chain. We find that the direct drive is much simpler to maintain and also more reliable. For wheels, we're using a 10-inch diameter, 3-inch wide wheel, and it's a solid urethane construction just like our big soil conditioners. The reason we do that is because you don't want to be on a job site with flat tires, so solid urethane is going to give you ultimate reliability. So I wanted to show you what the wings look like. So it's really important on a soil conditioner that you have wings. These wings are made up of 1/4-inch plate steel, and we have them mounted in such a way that you can either put them on the back or on the front of the rotor. And the reason for that would be that if you're doing a lot of back dragging, you might want to have them on the back. If you're primarily working forwards, usually I'll use them on the front. Now, you don't have to use the wings if you don't want to, but it does leave a little bit better finish because you're going to be capturing that pile of dirt on the ends. Because these wings are pinned in place, they're really handy to adjust, so you can either move them the angle in and out a little bit using the pin, or you can remove the wing completely if you want to move it from the rear up to the front or vice versa. Okay, so I wanted to talk in a little bit more detail about the 2 options we offer for the mounting system. The first is what we call rigid, and that's very straightforward, where the mounting plate is rigidly mounted to the subframe, which is this portion here. It's very simple, very intuitive, very straightforward. Simply by adjusting the wheel height, you can change your depth of cut. Since it's a rigid mount, it gives you a little bit more control over how you force the drum into the ground. So it's also a little bit simpler and less parts involved. But we also offer the optional floating linkage, which is shown here. And the reason this is really useful is because you can change your depth of cut right from the operator's station. And what I mean by that is by simply changing the angle of the mounting plate using the tilt cylinder on your loader, this 4-bar linkage will either raise or lower the frame and thus the cutting depth of the teeth. And so you can, on the fly then as you're working, simply adjusting the tilt cylinder, change your depth of cut as you're moving to different conditions. And this is a big boost in productivity compared to some competitors' models that require either pins being removed or bolts or things like that being taken off. So we find this to really add value to our soil conditioner. I hope you've enjoyed this video on our mini soil conditioner. Be sure to check back often as we make more videos just like this. As always, give us a call or check out our website if you have any questions.